Good Thursday morning. Happy Halloween, East Tennessee. I believe it is Thursday, but we still have some spooky weather in terms of some fog. May not be much, but there could be a little bit there. Centered in Knox County of all places. It looks like it's 5 miles at the airport, but into the city and into the county, it may be on the east side that you find some patches of fog there in white or in gray that extends into Granger County, maybe Jefferson County, all the way up to Bell County and Claiborne County further north. But still, a little bit of fog is still present. We have wind advisories that have been extended. They've been added. They've tacked on 2 extra hours. This was expected to go away at 8 o'clock this morning, but alas, it's now 10 a.m., and it is still a southerly wind and winds gusting up to 45 miles per hour. If you need more evidence, it is highly localized. You can see some 30s, about 40. So there are some gusts projected on the hilltops of the Smokies that they themselves are getting some strong gusty winds. Even Crossville checking in with a gust now of 19 miles per hour here at 6 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, 5 o'clock Central time. By the way, it's 6:41. As we notice, winds aren't moving much in Knox County, hence we've got some fog, but where the winds are stirring, there's probably less chance that you'll have some fog to greet you. By the way, temperatures are all over the map, kind of like they were yesterday. We're in the 50s and 60s. If I said you were at 58, which is where we are at McGee-Tyson, that would not be representative of our friends in Campbell County. Campbell County, you're 10 degrees warmer. What in the world's going on? Something's weird. Yeah, there's a warm breeze, my friend, and that southwest breeze will pick up in Knoxville, will pick up in Knox County, and I suspect winds are going to be gusting 25 to 30 today. And that could occur before midday. Suddenly you go, wow, it's gotten windy. That's a warm wind. It's going to push us near 80. We didn't quite get to 80 yesterday, but I do think we'll have a better chance of getting to it today. 54, the current temperature in Sevierville. Our friends, good morning to you in Newport at 56, and we got 59 degrees in Athens. I got some notes coming in. I see Trevor's watching, Carrie's watching. Fred says, good morning, it's a mild 58. In Maryville. I believe he's my comment there I wanted to put on there because it matches the temperature map. He's on here and he says, good morning. Yeah, he's in Blount County. A mild 58. I'd say that to say it mildly because the normal low is 43. Do you see any community that's near 43 this morning? I don't. I don't see anyone anywhere near 43, and that's considered normal for the 31st of October, Halloween proper. Good morning to Steve Stone. He's on YouTube because we're live streaming on both platforms. Always love to have YouTubers on here too. Steve says hello, good morning, happy face and some sunshine. And my friend Karen Robbins, she's one of our premium members. She says, good morning, David. Hope to get more sunshine today. Guess some more leaves will be falling. Yeah, I'm going to talk about fall color. I didn't have time in yesterday's presentation, but I did tease it. I'm going to deliver. I'm going to deliver more fall color for you today here in this presentation. So stick with me. I should be done at the top of the hour. So if we're at 58 in Knoxville, it's 63 Oak Ridge. There's a 5-degree difference right now between Oak Ridge and Knoxville. But by clearly looking at the state map, the regional temperature map, those red arrows are swimming like fish. All coming up from the south. It's a warm weather direction. So it's pushing Memphis into the low 70s right now. Paducah is at 72, and our friends in, say, Jackson, Tennessee are at 70. So the warm air is just beginning to move into play. It will be much cooler tomorrow, I can assure you, once we bring in some rain. And speaking of rain, there have been some thunderstorms. Looks like we've got some rain across Missouri this morning and back towards southern Illinois. That will be slowly approaching. I say emphasis slowly because I do not think it's going to affect trick-or-treaters. Today, high temperature of 80. That's my expectation. We finished yesterday at 78. I'll get to that in a second. But 79 is what I expect for our friends in Morristown, Hamlin County, Talbot, as well as Russellville, White Pine. If you're in Seymour, expect a high around 79. Sevierville, 78, 74 for Crossville, and 76 in Wartburg. I want to say good morning to you. Just checking in with you because I'd like to look at the data and some of the records. Yes, normal high is 66. Do you see a 66 on it? I don't. We're going to be about 14 degrees above normal today. If you're okay with it, that's, when it's 14 degrees below normal, boy, do I hear the feedback. On Facebook, they tell, oh, it's terrible. But when it's 14 degrees above normal, nobody says anything. Well, at least they don't say it that loudly. 84, the record high today. We're not going to hit 84, but that came in 1950, a while back, right? And 28, the record low. We did that in 1954, 1917, and 1910. So we've done it 3 times to get down to 28 on a spooky Halloween morning. But it's not that spooky, except maybe if you have a touch of fog. A little bit of fog, okay. but a high of 80 today with a breeze that picks up gusting 25 to 30 in the valley. We've already highlighted the wind advisories for the Smokies last now until 10 a.m. October, high temperatures, a lot of temperatures, and a lot of numbers here. But if you like the extended almanac, you ought to be on premium because they get this quite often. And by the way, there was quite a cool week, don't you think, in blue? Middle part of the month, October 14th through the 18th, that's when we did have some frost that might have taken some of the edge off of the ragweed. I always like to say goodbye to ragweed. That means the allergies maybe not as bad. I'm sure there's always something that's still in the air that might be sensitive to you, but keep in mind it was very cool in the middle part of the month, and it's gotten a lot warmer over the last couple of days. Now, to the fall color. To be fair, there are some areas that are better than others, and sometimes it's just mattering of capturing it at the right time. But I can tell you that the Smokies, for the most part, have hit their peak. They're past peak, right? But I did circle maybe nearby Shenandoah National Park. You go up toward Virginia, you might find some beautiful color now for this week, which really started the 28th, based on the estimations from our friend Evan Fisher. This is from Explore Fall. So some couple of areas here. Atlanta, Georgia is now showing some moderate color. So further south toward Chattanooga, Atlanta, you might be enjoying some beautiful color. But let me show you where we stand right now. Around the country, anything that's burgundy or dark, they're past peak. So if you were trying to fly out to Montana thinking this is the time for the color, you would have wanted to be there weeks ago. And I mean weeks ago, because Montana has pretty much pulled out the rake. It's time to rake up the leaves. They've fallen off the trees. They have fallen off the trees in Minneapolis, but there's a lot of color, rich color, in St. Louis, Chicagoland, and Detroit. And they're past peak in most of Maine. New England has some, maybe a few spots that have bright color, but a lot of the leaves are coming off the trees, and that's what you're working against. But you come back home to Tennessee, and the sweet state of Tennessee, volunteer state, it looks like it's getting past peak in the dark areas of the Smokies. There's still some rich color in Morristown, Newport, Cosby. And of course, I've always welcomed your comments because you might have a place that you've observed. Say, you know what? I was driving down this particular interstate. I was driving down this state road. Fill us in. Let us know where you're seeing some rich color. But this is what Evan Fisher has noted and wanted to point that out. So it's high color, if not high to peak color, moving across much of the valley. You go through November 4th, this is forecasted color. It's even worse, right? For out west, the Rockies, they're pretty much done as far as the beautiful fall color. That has pretty much vacated the premises. And then we slide to the east. You can see Chicago by next week will have also passed their beautiful color. And it looks like it's even richer, maybe around, say, Indianapolis, back towards, say, Knoxville. We've got great color here. I believe, yep, oops, I went to me to go past that far. But as far as Halloween is concerned, it should be dry and spooky. I don't know what happened to my map there. I guess I had missed my pause point, but let me see if I can go back. All right, so we were here. If we go over here is what I wanted you to see. Past peak through November 4th for much of New England, but you come back home and you can see that it should be rich color across the valley. So if you haven't hit peak between now and November 4th, then perhaps you're not looking closely enough. I think it's going to be a beautiful time if you haven't noticed it. There are some great places. Again, you're working against leaf drop. Leaf drop tends to be a problem this time of year, especially since we've been under drought conditions. All right, getting back to Halloween and your comments. Dry and spooky for trick-or-treaters. I suspect that tonight you're going to lose candy left and right. When that doorbell rings, out goes the candy. I just know it happens every year. A few showers develop after midnight tonight, but I don't think it's going to affect trick-or-treaters whatsoever. A couple of notes from Linda Rice. She says, good morning, David. I'm loving this mild weather, and have a great day. Thank you so much for being here. Marilyn Bell has a comment. She says, boo and happy Halloween. Have a fun day. I think that comment matches well with my graphic behind it. She noted that the fall color on Highway 11W is beautiful. Bean Station to Rogersville, if you want to take that drive, you could check it out. But keep in mind, with a breeze that picks up 25 to 30, some of those leaves may come off the trees. So it's like carpe folia, seize the leaves, right? This is the time to capture the leaves and maybe take some pictures so you can post on social media and on Facebook. But happy Halloween from Darcy Soar. Got a couple of notes too, so very thankful for all of you. It is now 6:49. My goal is to be done at the top of the hour. Let's talk football for a moment. Kentucky, Tennessee, I do have and have added some drizzle to the forecast for this weekend, but I don't think it occurs at night. It does affect maybe tailgaters, right? Tailgaters are going to start well before the evening, but kickoff temperature I still expect to be in the 60s, about 67 at kickoff. By the end of the fourth quarter, 62, and expect a partly to mostly cloudy sky. No wind to speak of. As the Kentucky Wildcats come to town, our northern neighbors are going to be here for some football Saturday night. Very excited about that game. Falling back on the clocks, this is what we're doing after the game. Whether you want to participate in it or not, I suspect you should, because you'll be off kilter, right? It is the 49-hour weekend. And if you don't fall back, well, I guess you're going to be late or early, depending on where you're going. But 2 o'clock in the morning becomes 1 early Sunday morning. It's a great time. Great reminder to change the batteries in your smoke detectors and carbon monoxide alarms. Speaking of fall, we can transition to winter. My premium members have now been privy to my winter weather outlook, which is a video that lasts well over 15 minutes long, detailing what I expect to see this upcoming winter. I would encourage you to join us on Captain Accurate Premium. It is just $4.99 a month. I will be updating them throughout the winter season. And if that's important to you, maybe you're a school teacher and you want to know when's the next snow day. Oh, you should check us out. Check out the winter weather outlook. Now, if you have the Captain Accurate Weather app, we now have 10 days on there. 10 days, a 10-day forecast. Imagine that. Plus power outages, plus we have county and state power outages, as well as the drought monitor. So much to talk about on the new app. I hope you'll download that today. As far as the sunrise, think about this. If we're going to fall back, it doesn't take an atmospheric scientist to tell you it's going to be like 5:41 Sunday evening when people are saying, man, it's getting dark too early. It's only 1 hour, my friend. But I'll tell you what, psychologically, it could do a number on your head. 6:41 now is when the sun goes down, but by Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, it'll be going down around 5:40, right after 5:30. It's going to be pretty abrupt. And I guess if you don't change it, because the sun's up at 7:58, if you don't change it, there's arguments, you'd be practically 9 o'clock. There'd be a couple of weeks where it doesn't come up to practically 9 a.m. You don't want that, right? Imagine school kids. It's still dark and it's like 9 a.m. Nobody wants that. So they change the clocks back. There's some advantages to it, and I hear the disadvantages, but it is what it is, and these are the sunrise sunset times for today. Heading to the bus stop, 6:52. 6:52, you'll notice the bus is going to find a little bit of fog in Knox County. Should be around 64 at 10 for anyone that might be having recess with their costumes. Oh, and 2 o'clock, 2 to 3:30, should be in the upper 70s. I have a high of 80 degrees here on a Halloween day. By the way, if you're doing the corn maze thing this weekend, maybe you're just sitting back and looking at the fall color, enjoying a nice cup of coffee. That's nice, too. I love that, too. You could have that out or grab take the kids out for a pumpkin patch. There's so many opportunities in fall that have a lot of opportunity to bond with the family. A hayride is always sweet, and there's a lot of places here locally that will do that. So make sure you seize the day, seize the leaves, as it were, as they will be coming off the trees, I'm sure, a little bit more today, given the fact we've got some wind. Now, yesterday, we had a little bit of drizzle. We had some drizzle in spots. I believe it was like Clinton, La Follette. I saw it on the radar, and it didn't last long. Today, I don't think that opportunity for rain will exist until well after trick-or-treaters have gone home. By the way, if you're thinking about some lunch plans, maybe you consider Marcos.com. They're in Hardin Valley and Farragut, Maryville, Fountain City. They're in Halls, Oak Ridge, Middlebrook Pike, and Ebenezer Road. Check them out now with their Magnifico for less than $10. You can grab their pepperoni pizza or consider a Pozzoli, delicious, I might add, and less than $6 when you factor in their discount, their code. Use the Pozzoli code on Marcos.com. You get it for $5.99. But the pepperoni and sausage that's pictured at the top is my absolute favorite, and it is very, very filling. We talked about the wind advisory. Those are the brown areas in the Smokies that run till 10 a.m., now extended. But there's more rain. It's just kind of slowly creeping. I use that word purposefully here on Halloween. It's just creeping along as it's approaching Little Rock, Arkansas. It's going to take a long time to get here. We're going to look at that momentarily. They've got frost and freeze concerns out west from essentially Denver into North Texas, where the cold air is beginning to invade, and that's why they're also been concerned with tornadoes there in the Midwest as of yesterday. As far as the rainfall amounts, we will be getting a new drought monitor today. Our friends at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, we call NOAA. NOAA is basically their acronym, but .08 is all we've had. And I imagine that drought monitor will be very revealing, given the fact that we typically see just under 3 inches during the month. We're now the third driest October. Imagine that. Third driest October in 153 years. Boom, right? That's wow. That's amazing. The drier month was 1904, but by just 1/100th of an inch, and we had a trace. That's like drizzle in 1963 and 2000. Those are tied for first place, but we will be finishing, most likely, very little rain for October. And it will change, though, tomorrow. We are going to have some rain, but this is a couple of future rainfall totals I wanted to show you. You'll notice it's trying to rain, maybe drizzle, in Jamestown by 9 o'clock. But I suspect that's, again, 9 o'clock Eastern. 8 o'clock, I would imagine most trick-or-treaters are winding down between 8 and 9 o'clock, even in the plateau. But the rain looks like it's going to advance, as you can see here, by midnight, a little bit more in Jamestown, and eventually it'll come down to Knoxville, but it might not be at your doorstep if you're in Morristown, Newport, or Sevierville at 8 a.m. tomorrow. This one's a little slow getting it in here, but it does put at least a half inch in parts of the plateau from Oneida, Crossville, and Jamestown, with very little east of I-75. So I'm still maintaining the chance of rain, in my view, is 60% west of I-75, 40% east of I-75, because there are other solutions to this equation. There are other solutions to this dilemma that would suggest, yeah, we're going to get more rain. You just have to be patient. How far east does it make it? Because at some point, precipitation has to end. This takes us to 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and this would drop at least a tenth, or around a tenth of an inch. Into Knoxville, it shows maybe some light rain. In Newport, with less than, about 8/100ths of an inch. So this is probably the more probable solution where some of us get some rain, but it might be a little bit more in quantity further west of I-75. Vertically integrated smoke. This is the smoke from nearby wildfires, and they could be far away. Looks like it's A-OK. Most of that gray light smoke in the air looks like it's pushing away over the next 24 hours. Not a lot to see here. It looks like the wildfires that might be burning in Georgia or in South Carolina, it looks like it's going to stay down there. So always appreciative of that. By the way, I mentioned the tropics. We are not done with the tropics. I'm going to tell you that now. I'm going to tell it to you again. Between now and the 15th of November, we could have not only Patty, we could have Raphael. We could have 2 storms in a matter of a couple of weeks. May not be the quality or the intensity of a Helene or a Milton, because it is November, right, soon to be tomorrow. But we have a 50% chance that something heavy rainmaker causes the real problems for areas in the Gulf of Mexico that could affect the Bahamas all the way to Florida and Houston, Texas. But Patty and Raphael, the next 2 names on the list, my privy members are privy to where I think those storms might be developing. Warm breeze on Halloween, few showers after trick-or-treaters are gone, and the candy bucket is empty, and showers and rumbles of thunder possible on Friday. It's 6:58. I'll be done here in about 2 minutes. I hope to be done very soon. 80 for high temperature. By midday from the Valley Planner, we should be around 72 degrees. So it will be a warm day, no doubt. I've got a 30% chance of rain tonight. That's after midnight. 60% chance tomorrow. I have some drizzle on both now Saturday and Sunday. Boo. But a couple of pockets of drizzle may occur on Election Day, which is Tuesday, and then a 40% chance on Wednesday. So the best chance of rain will be Friday, tomorrow, and next Wednesday. Where we have some severe weather concerns wouldn't necessarily be here locally, but the thunder opportunities will be presenting themselves. You can see for Halloween the chance where things get spooky. For some isolated severe storms would be Tyler, Texas, to Memphis, to Little Rock, heading further north up towards, say, Louisville, and perhaps western sections of West Tennessee may have some isolated severe storms today and tonight. It looks like the thunder possibility between now and 8 o'clock tomorrow morning is right on the doorstep of Knoxville, points west. Severe risk for Friday, put some isolated storms in Texas. You can see here, Lubbock, as well as Abilene, might have some isolated severe storms, but thunder covers everybody. Isn't that interesting? Everybody. No, they weren't talking about thunder a couple of days ago, but now it seems like the entire region has the risk for a rumble of thunder tomorrow. Saturday, the severe weather threat grows in Lubbock and Midland, possibly Wichita Falls, Texas, where they could get some isolated severe storms, but drizzle will be about all we see on Saturday, the way things are shaping up now. Here's the future cast. You can see a very slow-moving front. I just want to emphasize or reassure moms and dads that rain will not be. You don't have to carry an umbrella if you're following the kids at the edge of the driveway. No umbrella needed tonight. It'll come in well after midnight, stalls like so, and so when you wake up tomorrow, there will be showers in the area, and they'll be spreading from west to east. So I think tomorrow we'll be lucky to hit 71 for a high temperature, but there's the drizzle, right? That's tailgate drizzle around midday on Saturday. Then it fades away just in time for the evening as it goes to bed with the setting sun. I think the game weather will be great, just partly to mostly cloudy. And then some drizzle reappears on Sunday. Not a big deal. That's just something we'll be watching very closely. So here's your forecast. 7 o'clock now. Finishing on time, I hope, here. Oops, that should actually say 84. I misspoke. That's an old record from yesterday. But the record high is 1950, 84. I think we've got a good shot to hit 80. And I have winds gusting 25 to 30. And there's something obviously wrong with my spacing. But a warm breeze picks up today. 80 in Knoxville. 80 for a high in Maryville. Look for a high of 78 in Sevierville. And 75 in Crossville. If you're traveling today, about 85 for Huntsville, Alabama. 78 for Atlanta, and 79 for Lexington. Those are the travel expectations today. Tonight, we're down to 62. We'll be in the low 60s with rain coming in very late. But trick-or-treaters and I'm sure candy will be flying out of the bucket very easily with every doorbell ring. That's just probably what you get if you have kids in your neighborhood. 61 for a low in Oak Ridge tonight. 59 in Morristown. Look for a low in Sevierville, 58, and Crossville, 57 to start the morning tomorrow. So tonight into tomorrow with the rain on the move, it'll still be another mild night. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville and East Tennessee. It is 7:01. You can see we're going to still be in the upper 70s. There's no sign, at least in the short term, of any super cold air, but I do think it eventually will appear. You can see we're only reaching 71 tomorrow, but overnight lows stay in the 50s. And by Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we're still in the upper 70s going forward. So for Election Day, outside some drizzle, there's really no excuse not to get out and vote. I believe today's the last day for early voting, but then Tuesday will be the day it'll all come together. And then 40% chance of rain and thunder on Wednesday is what I expect at this time. Got a couple of other notes. I want to check in with the comments section here. Let's see if we have, yes, I got Katrina. She's noting here, she says, heading to see the colors today. I think this would be a good day to do it, especially as the winds pick up. You might see an additional drop of leaves, but hey, it is what it is. You have to seize the opportunity when it's presented. Good morning, says Michael Hawk. Happy Halloween. He's on here. Glad to have Michael on YouTube. Thank you, Michael, for being here. And Wanda Poe with her smiling face, she says she's looking forward to big snow here in Newport. Come on, snow. Yay. She's rooting. She's on Team Snow, no doubt. And our friend Ed saying good morning to another beautiful day. Thank you for all being here watching us live. It is 7:02. Just a reminder, if you're not on YouTube and you're trying to find where I might be located, just go to youtube.com and then put the / and the @ symbol and then follow it up with Captain Accurate. It's free to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm also on the app, which again, we've just had a new update with power outages, drought monitor. You can get the drought monitor at your fingertips. You get all the National Weather Service alerts. We've added air quality alerts. So when that applies, when it's applicable, you'll get an air quality alert to your phone or iPad. Twisting storm approaching, got 3 extra alerts to help you during severe weather season, and we're now moving into the second season of severe weather across the country. So family might be important. You can always register any location so you can track whether it's either here or far away, and you get lightning alerts. I did mention the premium service. Just hit the subscribe button to the top of my Facebook page for 16 cents a day. It's $4.99 a month. That's not a day or a week or 2 weeks. That's for the entire month. You can sample us, check us out. You're the first to see every snow forecast. How important is that? Would you like to know when it's going to snow? And when you like to be the first in your block to know about it? That's one of the benefits of being a premium member. You get to see my forecast first every day. And you also focus on 2 weeks, 30 days into the future, especially so you're able to prepare for what's to come. More Facebook Lives. Typically on Sunday, you get fewer ads, and also you get the premium service, lots of extra posts. Anytime I have a thought that says, ooh, I want to share that, I share it with premium. So to make sure you consider joining us, you can always cancel at any time. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.